Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time since I've seen you guys and I'm really excited to start this channel back up with a new project car. This is my 1990 Mustang GT convertible. And I'm going to tell you guys why did I buy this car, and I'm so excited to start this build. So let's go ahead and jump into the explanation. Number one, the reason why I got this particular car and I did not go for another vehicle was because Flex and I agreed that our next budget was going to be a $5,000 build. I mean, I stayed with the budget, but dang, that's a nice car that he got. Second reason why I got this vehicle is because I wanted a vehicle that was affordable, reliable, and had a great community behind it. Like the Mercedes community had a lot of passionate individuals, and I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I contributed every which way possible when I was making that content. I wanted to give back to this community. The Mustang Fox Body community is already a very big community, and it seems like they've done everything from Coyote engines to LS engines to pretty much everything underneath the sun. But I've noticed a common theme that the convertibles are not getting the love that they should, and the people that have bought the convertibles have really not worked on it themselves. They've either sent it out to somebody else or done other things. So I really want to jump into this and show you guys step by step how to do a restoration to these. And keep in mind, I'm going to use that term loosely because this vehicle is in very good condition, but I'm going to go over some things that people really didn't talk about or explain, and I'm really excited to show you guys how to do this. Another reason, and more important reason, why I got the convertible specifically is because everybody goes for the hatchbacks and everybody goes for the notchbacks. The notchbacks are the sedans. The convertibles are the redheaded stepchild, literally, and people don't really give them much love, even though they're an amazing car. I mean, Vanilla Ice drove one. Ken Block's daughter has one now. They're really solid cars, and I think that these have as much potential, and I would say equal potential, as the coupes and the notches. Let's go ahead and show you guys this car in person, and then we can start talking about everything that I have planned for this vehicle phase 1. Phase 2 we're not going to talk about since I'm really not in a position to get into it, and phase 2 is the engine work. I have not ordered any components for the engine as of now because I need to address these other issues while I have the car before I start touching the engine. Because one of the biggest heartbreakers when you guys buy a project car is the ability and the fact that you can't drive it and you can't enjoy it. That's how projects fail. Projects fail when people buy these vehicles off Craigslist or something. They're busted down and they don't move for a long time, so there's really not an incentive to keep the vehicle around. If the vehicle moves around under its own weight, it gives me an incentive to keep working on this, take it out, working on it, take it out, and then when I get to the engine part, I'll have all my attention dedicated to that. So let's take a tour of the Fox Body. This is the Fox Body up close and in person, and we're going to take a walk around the vehicle and we're going to talk about what we're going to be addressing in phase 1. So phase 1 is essentially appearances, mechanical, and electrical. And what I mean by mechanical is that part. The convertible part, the part that most people duck and dodge every which way possible. Now, the car, I love it. I love the front end the way that it is. A lot of people take out that part, the bumper, and they put in the Mustang logo and all of that. This car did not have the Mustang logo when it came out, and I kind of want to stay within the time period, and that would mean the 4 lug nuts I want to stay with in that dimension. So I have no intentions in changing the front bumper. I do have every intention in the world of taking that hood off of that car and putting in a bigger, more aggressive hood, something that matches the engine for the vehicle, and it should also give me more space underneath for phase 2. The wheels are not the original wheels. These are AREs, these are knockoff BBSs, and they gotta go. These are not suiting what I need and what I want from the vehicle, so the wheels are gonna go. The interior of the car is immaculate. This is gorgeous. This car was owned by only 2 people, and the second owner rarely ever drove it. Pretty much bought it and parked it. The car has 45,000 original miles, as you guys can see there. And yes, it is an automatic. Now, what does that mean that it's an automatic? And this is where people get upset. They're like, oh, it's an automatic. You can't feel the driver engagement. Guys, so what? It's an automatic. That's not a bad thing. Actually, in my opinion, that's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. Yes, it's an automatic, and I agree 1,000% that a manual definitely gives you more driver connection to the vehicle. You feel more connected to the vehicle with every gear that you're shifting. You feel more in control than this. But at the same time, when you are married and you have a spouse that you've tried to teach 1,000 ways how to drive stick shift and it doesn't work out, this is kind of a blessing, because I want my wife to enjoy this vehicle as I enjoy the vehicle. And this is a great opportunity for her to use the car and take it out for a Sunday ride, and it would get me a lot of enjoyment knowing that somebody else is loving the project that I'm working on. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, it's an automatic. I totally understand that, and that would turn off a lot of people, but not me. Now, the radio is an aftermarket thing, and that thing needs to go. That equalizer downstairs I may keep, because that's kind of like the Celine equalizer, so I may keep that and just put the factory radio in. Now, I'm not just talking smoke when I say put certain things in, because I've already amassed quite a collection of items that are going into this vehicle already. There's the factory radio, all restored. My buddy did an amazing job of getting one out of a junkyard and totally restoring it beautifully. I have a whole lot of weather stripping that I have to do, a lot of convertible parts. Oh, there's some radio stuff down here, some electronics. Yes, we're going to be amplifying the factory radio, and I'm going to show you guys how to do all of that. We're going to be putting in some aftermarket speakers that are amplified, and it's going to sound really, really good. Sub-wise, subwoofer, I don't think I'm going to be putting a subwoofer in this car because, 1, it's a convertible. 2, the engine and the exhaust is very note-filled, so I want to enjoy that more than the sub. And honestly, when you drive with the top down, it's very hard to hear the sub frequencies. I would like to hear the mids and the highs better. As you guys can see here, yes, there's a child seat protector back here because we've already taken it out with my kid. We took it out once, and we had a nice drive with it. It was very, very nice driving this car. But this is a problem. This side over here, I've already fixed. I fixed all of this. This side goes up and down smoothly. That side over there has a lot of problems. Weather stripping is shot. This is shot. Motor is shot. Everything is shot. So I have everything to restore this whole side of the vehicle. And at the same time, we have to fix this piece of plastic that's missing here. So I'm going to show you guys how to do things like that. Because finding these components, it's extremely difficult too, unless you're going to get a donor car, and I don't need one. The car's in really, really good condition, so there's no need for me to go out and get a donor car just for this piece. And also the color matching, since it's a convertible, maybe the other driver had it out in the sun. This one was garage kept for most of its life, so it's going to be very hard. I would rather just try and restore this and get it looking good. The top is toast. The top is completely toast. And this is actually a sad story, but it's a true story, and I'm going to be honest with you. When I took this car out, my son was there, my wife was there, the top was down. My son wanted to top up. I didn't want to top up, and I put it up. And of course, being a guy, we have to back into every parking spot. And I backed up, and it got a boo-boo. I got a boo-boo right there. So we're not going to talk about the boo-boo because that's going to get fixed. The car actually needs a little bit of paint work done to it. This is the original paint, but there's some questionable bubbling occurring right here. I don't know if I can get that on camera, but there it is. There's a questionable bubbling occurring there. It is not cancer. I did look at this every which way, freaking out, thinking that the car had cancer, but it did not have cancer, so there's no rust. No rust there. This whole thing needs to get addressed. This is not good in any style, in any magazine, in anything. So this is all going to go, and I'm going to show you guys how to step-by-step remove all of this, because this is something nobody really does. Nobody talks about the procedures of how to handle all of this. So I'm going to go through all of it, take it all out. And what we're going to put on is that. That is what the Saleen wing looks like on the Mustang. Yes, it is obnoxious. Yes, it is wild. And damn right I love it. This is, growing up as a kid in the 90s, this is what I saw. This is what I loved. I loved the Saleen Mustang in the worst way, and I really want to turn this car into a tribute car of the Saleen Mustang. But a convertible. They never made a Saleen Mustang convertible. So I think that this is going to look insane, and it's going to allow me to do some things that I normally couldn't do, and I'm excited to do it. Now, the brake lights, I actually like these. I like the louvers. I know a lot of people take these out and they put in the Cobra ones, or they put in the LX ones, but I like the louvers. It looks so 90s, and that's what this car is. You don't buy this car because it's a modern car. You don't buy this car because it's a fast car. You buy it because you have a nostalgic love with it. And this is what I grew up with, guys. I grew up with cars of this time period, and this is what I like. If you guys want to get a project car, this is an excellent platform to own. You guys can do so much to it. You guys can put in a modular engine in there, the Coyote engine. You can put an LS engine. You can keep that engine. You guys can do whatever you want. This car is very forgiving. It's willing to work with you. It's American, and this is what I grew up with, and I'm excited to work on it. And if you guys want to try and pick yourself up one and follow along, why not? This is a great opportunity for you guys to come along with me and learn some things about this particular car. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm not a master Fox body specialist in any way, shape, or form. So don't crucify me yet. I'm sure I'm going to make mistakes along the way. I may say things that are incorrect about Fox bodies. And I can almost guarantee it, the other bigger YouTubers that own these things, like Caleb, he may be watching now that I got this car, and Caleb, I may be reaching out to you to see how much exactly is a Coyote engine change on this, because I kind of want to challenge somebody to a drag race. But I need to give myself a little bit of head time to get this car in condition to race a monster. So with that being said, guys, I'm super excited to have you guys along with me for this build. And this is going to be a very, very detailed build. I'm going to spend a lot of time on some videos going over step by step how to do things. It's going to be very, very intricate, and I think that this needs to be done because there's not enough information for the convertible out there, and people need to know how to do things more with this car. At the same time, I'm going to be mixing in some new content into this channel. I do have my sponsor Autovox, and they did provide me with a bunch of stuff that I have to review that I haven't gotten a chance to review, and I know that I'm pissing them off, but I will review their stuff, and I will install it, and I will give it away to you guys when the time comes. In the meantime, I'm super excited, really, really excited, and I hope you guys will follow me and subscribe and see the new content that this car can bring to the channel. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys next time. And I'm not staying to a specific YouTube schedule. I'm not going to be uploading specifically on some days. So just make sure you guys click that bell notification if this is a project that you want to follow along with. I would love to have you in this particular community, even if you guys are following from the Mercedes world. I think that this is going to be an interesting build for you, and I think it can open up a lot of doors to other possibilities for other cars that you may be interested in. Maybe you don't want a Fox body, maybe you want something older, maybe you want a Porsche 944, maybe you want something different. This could be your motivation to get out there and just do it. And now I'm going to get sued by Nike. But this is going to give you the motivation to pursue your dreams. This has been one for me for a long, long time. So I'm excited. I'm super excited to work on this car. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.